Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna review Crier's War by Nina Varela. This one is being released on the 1st of October and I have an ARC which I got from my friend Justine. Crier's War is the first book in a totally new fantasy series. I believe it's a trilogy, at least according to Goodreads. It is set in this world where automanes, or like androids, or like mechanical people, whatever we call them, are ruling over the humans. The humans created them a long time ago for this queen who couldn't bear children, and she wanted an heir no matter what, and therefore asked the people to make a perfect child for her that could rule on. And as you can tell, this happened, but I guess the humans didn't predict that the automane would take over and treat the humans now like shit. So we follow Crier, who is the daughter or the maid daughter for the current king. She is soon gonna marry this dude who is like the leader of like an anti-movement against humans, where they just want to get rid of all humans and create their own new cities where it's only possible for them to live, because now they sort of live in the old human cities, and he wants to just get rid of all humans because he believes that they don't need them, to show like they support this movement and blah blah blah. Her dad wants her to marry him. She also finds out that she has a flaw in her design where like they are made out of 4 main components, and she finds out that she has a 5th one called passion, and she's like, oh shit. And the only one who does know that is her fiance. I believe his name was Kinok, but I might be incorrect because I'm really bad at names. We also follow the perspective of Ayla, who is human. Her family got murdered when she was a child by automanes, and she wants revenge and therefore thinks that she's gonna kill Crier. She always wanted to kill Crier because the king took everything away from her, and she wants to take everything away from him by, you know, killing his child. And then she gets this new position as her handmaiden, and plans starts to ensue. She like is also part of like the rebellion thing against the automane, so she is also kind of working as a spy for the moment, trying to find out more information to, you know, take down the automanes so the humans are not treated like shit anymore. That is basically the start of the book. There's of course more elements to the story always. There's an FF romance in this, which was really nice. That was basically all I knew about before going into it, and then I was like, oh, it's mechanical people thing. I always think that that whole plot is very interesting. So my thoughts here is that I like the whole idea of the mechanical people taking over. It's a very possibility that that might happen one day in our world, who knows. I also really like the characters, even though I feel like their relationship with each other could have been explored more. I always feel like in romances in general, we just get this handful of moments where they talk to each other and they're like, oh my god, they're special because they had like one conversation. And I feel like that's not enough to be the grounds to grow a relationship. Of course, like, they have more than one moment, that's not what I mean. But also, like, her whole revenge, it's kind of stupid. It's kind of weird how she wants to revenge by taking down someone who's never actually done anything. As she gets to know her, she sees that Crier is sort of not like the other automane. She is kind and tries to help her. So, like, I guess why she would change her mind about the whole revenge thing is right there then, because she realizes this. But also, like, it doesn't kind of make sense because she never did anything. But I guess it does make sense for a person who lost everything and wants someone to blame. But couldn't she just kill the king? No? Okay, whatever. But I do like the parts we do get from the relationships, at least like this one conversation where they're like by this pool. This is not a spoiler because obviously they're gonna interact. We get these like folk tales or folk stories. We get 2 of them in this book, and they were definitely my favorite part of like the whole book. I don't know, I was just so engaged in those. I was just like so into it, and I really had the greatest time when that was there. There are 2 twists that came here. I feel like I should have expected both of them, but I didn't, and I really enjoyed that, to be like very surprised when reading, because there were some parts of the story that were very obvious, and especially like the villain, kinda. I don't know if we actually have 2 or 1 or 3 at the moment. Like, it's in between if they're actually villains for the story, but we definitely have 1 at least. and he's just so obvious that he's gonna be the villain, and I feel like it would have been a very interesting approach to do that differently, at least like to get to know more about him or something, because it is very one-sided and he feels like a cartoon character where we just don't get any merit of why he's like that. It was obvious from like page 1 that he was the evil guy, and I sort of don't like such an obvious, no reason whatsoever villain. So that made the story feel kind of flat, and like as like they unraveled that he had evil plans, or whatever, not evil plans but at least bad plans for humans, etc. It was just like, what did you expect? There are, however, many plots and many things going into play in this, but it's definitely a setup and build-up book, and I wouldn't say exactly on a cliffhanger, but it ends definitely like very openly. Of course it's serious, so you would expect this. Overall, I also feel like we could just explore things a bit more, as I said, the relationship, the villain, the world, but I do like everything that we get. There was like this whole timeline thing that I was kind of confused about, but then I realized it's actually only 47 years since the Ottomans took over, so the timeline actually does make sense. It's just I am that a bit slow. I feel like every time you get the whole enemy to lovers trope, it is never done that well, because they always change their mind about the other person so suddenly and without reason. Here, of course, I do realize that Crier actually never did anything, and like she's actually nice and innocent, and the end, yes, it should be realized by Isla that she actually didn't do anything and thereby doesn't deserve to die. But in general, I just feel like it is all done too quickly. I can remember like 3 books on top of my head where like, oh, they hate each other, and then in the next moment they don't, and just because like of one conversation, or like they have to spend time together. I feel like enemies to lovers, it's never deep enough for me to like be the trope I want it to be, and that happened again here, because like I expected, you know, things that happened, but also just I wish that enemies to lover was done like really enemies to lover, like hardcore, but it's never done that hardcore that I want, that, if that makes sense. But yeah, it is a setup book, and it's not like a bad one or anything. I don't feel like I got enough out of the story as I wanted to get, but what I got I really did like. I would give it 3.5 out of 5 stars, rounding it up to 4. But I feel like the relationships and the plots and the things coming up in the story can be done really well. It will be a lot of things going on forward, and I will be really excited to see. I'm very excited to read on with the story and also see where my girls are gonna end up at. As I said, there were some twists that I didn't actually expect, and when things started to come together, I did really enjoy what we got. So just keep going, and I will be even more excited and surprised for the things coming up. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers what I thought about the book, and again, I am everywhere with these reviews, but as I said, Crier's War is out on the 1st of October, so you can pick up your copy really soon. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and you will see me soon in a new video. Bye!